you're looking to renovate your lawn this year and you don't want to use chemicals to kill off your grass, in this video I will show you how you can do that. So as you can see behind me, my lawn is not looking too bad for this time of the year. Just gotta cut down, got some stripes, and a nice green color to it. It's mostly perennial ryegrass. Probably see a few blades of some Kentucky bluegrass in there. Overall, not too bad. That is until you come to this. This little strip, this little section of my lawn takes some pretty significant abuse. It, in the wintertime, has snow plows dumping their snow, salt, gravel on this area. Some folks walking their dog drop by and allow their dogs to do their business here. That has resulted in me putting up these things. So when killing off a lawn and restarting, even just a section of your lawn and restarting, there's obviously a bunch of different ways that you can do this. For me, in this video, I'm going to show you a little more of a natural way to do this. So I'm going to start by spraying that back area behind me with a product called Fiesta, which if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that that is an iron-based herbicide. It is a non-toxic. It is safe to use. It's rain fast in about 3 hours, and they recommend staying off that lawn after it's been sprayed for about 3 hours, because you're looking to make sure that that application is dry so that it doesn't stain, because like I said, it's a chelated iron herbicide. My mix rate for this is 5 ounces of Fiesta per gallon of water. I'm going to completely saturate the area. I'm going to come back and I'm going to saturate it one more time. Okay, I'm going to come back and I'll hit that one more time. So the next step in this process is to eliminate that grass and any weeds that may exist after the iron treatment. To do that, there are 2 possible processes that you can use that are natural. One is occultation, and that is the process of covering the grass, the weeds, with a dark sheathing that will prevent light from getting through and allowing the growth of the plant, effectively smothering them out. Something like this, a weed control barrier, a landscape fabric, whatever you want to call it, stretched over top of that grass, tacked down and left between 4 and 6 weeks, will completely kill off anything on the surface of that grass. It may even have an effect on the weed seeds that are below, but not to a great depth. A second option for killing off your grass and weeds before a lawn renovation, and more naturally, is using a process called solarization. Solarization is the use of a plastic sheathing to lay over top of your grass and weeds. The sun beating down over top of that clear plastic sheathing will heat up the grass, the weeds, the earth underneath, and literally fry everything that's underneath there. Temperatures can range from 104 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which will actually kill weed seeds down to a depth of about 2 inches. To do that, you would take something like this, sheathing that you would get at any construction store, any hardware store. You would lay that over top of the affected area, staple it down with landscape staples. You would leave it between 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. So you can see this is actually a pretty good option as well. So I'll show you what you do. So the process for applying plastic sheathing or a piece of black landscape fabric is literally exactly the same. You measure out the size that you wanted, you cut to fit, tack that down. Again, I'm using landscape fabric staples. With the landscape fabric, it's literally exactly the same thing. Cut to fit. Tack it down. And leave it. Here's a quick look at these side by side. Of course, you're not going to do one and the other. You're going to choose one or the other. Truthfully, solarization is a much better success rate. It's much more effective than occultation. Occultation, you're depriving the grass and the weeds of light, and it will kill things off. With solarization, it happens quickly, 2 to 3 weeks, versus occultation, which can be 4 to 6, maybe even 8 weeks. So the solarization happens faster and has a greater effect on weed seeds, particularly to depth. So now that you've killed off your grass, it's time to remove the sheathing and clean up. If you had been using the clear plastic sheathing, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe as long as 4 weeks. If you're doing the tarp, the dark covering, you are looking at 4 to 6, maybe even as many as 8 weeks. So after you've waited that process, waited that length of time, you're going to rake up what's there. You're going to level that area with topsoil. You're going to seed, not an overseeding. You're going to seed as if it's a new lawn. Check your seeding requirements on the back of your bag. You'll then apply a starter fertilizer at the recommended rate, and then peat moss. From there, you're just keeping it moist until those seeds have had time to germinate, and you've got about 3 cuts out of that new grass. At that point, that lawn, that new section of your lawn will be established. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please subscribe to my channel. You can like it and share it as well. I'm Jeff Seaton, and this is Jeff Seaton Lawn Care.